Hey everyone, and welcome back to another news alert. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and thank you so much for tuning into Boyd News. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more updates like this. And feel free to support me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Links are in the description below the video. Alright, well, the numerous reports of drone sightings in NATO nations continues today. I've got a breaking news report out of the Netherlands that a drone was spotted flying in its airspace and Dutch fighter jets were scrambled to intercept it. This allegedly happened yesterday with no major incident, but adds to the mystery of why so many drones are spotted flying throughout Europe. Got a new update for you here on your screen. It says Dutch airspace violated by drone. Two Dutch F-35 fighter jets were scrambled on Sunday after an unidentified drone was detected in Dutch airspace, the country's Ministry of Defense said. So it was not too long ago we were talking about drones. I think it was back on Wednesday or Thursday of last week. We had a report that came out that Volodymyr Zelensky's presidential jet that was coming in for a landing into Dublin, Ireland, the past Sunday following before that, was allegedly followed by several drones. There was like 4 or 5 military drones that were following the flight path of his jet as it came in for a landing at the airports over there. So what were these drones doing? Why were they following his jet? And are they connected to Russia? We're going to talk more about that today as we've got yet again another story of a NATO nation being invaded by these drones. So let's talk about this. Let's hop into a mainstream news report on United 24 Media. This is directly out of Ukraine, and it says F-35 scramble after mysterious drone enters Dutch airspace. This coming out today, December 8th, 2025. And the information reads right here, 2 F-35 fighter jets scrambled this morning after an unidentified object appeared inside Dutch airspace and failed to respond to air traffic control. The Netherlands Ministry of Defense announced on December 8th. The alert was triggered at 11:20 a.m. local time after radar operators detected an aircraft flying at an altitude that requires identification and radio communication. That means it was flying pretty high up in the skies if it was requiring identification and radio communication. It says here the aircraft provided no transponder signal and did not answer calls from controllers, prompting the launch of the jets under NATO's Quick Reaction Alert or QRA protocol. Once airborne, the F-35 pilots determined the object was a drone, which subsequently exited Dutch airspace and posed no threat. According to officials, no commercial flights were affected. The QRA mission was coordinated by the Air Operations Control Station in Nieuw Milligan, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, which directs the rapid intercept response for the region. The Netherlands and Belgium rotate responsibility for the mission for periods of several months at a time, safeguarding the skies over the entire Benelux region, not only their own territory. Okay, so from what I'm understanding from this story, it looks like radio traffic controllers were able to detect some sort of object in the skies. They were thinking maybe it was an aircraft, so they dispatched these F-35s because this object was not responding to them. Once the F-35s got up in the skies, that's when they determined it was an actual drone, and it looks to me like they may have escorted it out of their airspace. They did not shoot it down. We're not sure really where it went from there. It also says here Dutch officials emphasize that QRA activations are not frequent, but today's intercept underscores the need for immediate readiness. Ministry of Defense noted that F-35s are on standby 24 hours a day and can launch within minutes to intercept unidentified aircraft. The Netherlands resumed the QRA duty in November, operating in coordination with NATO's Combined Air Operations Center in Uedem. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, might be butchering the name of that, which oversees air policing for Northern and Eastern Europe. Earlier, the Dutch Ministry of Defense confirmed that the Russian vessel Yantar was escorted out of the North Sea this week after operating near critical undersea infrastructure within the Netherlands' exclusive economic zone. This was based on a story that came out, I think it was back in November, sometime last month. But again, interesting story, guys. Why are these drones being spotted inside of NATO territory? And I thought it was interesting they didn't even bother to shoot this thing down. Maybe they realized it wasn't armed with anything. But at the same time, what if it's performing some sort of reconnaissance or something like that? Definitely a strange story coming out of there. And if you're wondering if possibly this is connected to Russia, I wanted to show you guys something, some information coming out from Ukraine today regarding the Netherlands. So let's hop on over here to X real quick with Volodymyr Zelensky himself, the president of Ukraine, on X. And he says, thank you to Prime Minister Dick Schoof and the entire government of the Netherlands for today's decision to allocate an additional 700 million euros in support of Ukraine. Every such decision, Every such step strengthens Ukraine and our positions on the path to establishing a just peace. It is important that our partners understand support for our country and our warriors must not only continue but also increase. We are working to ensure that these agreements are implemented quickly as needed for our defense. Strengthening Ukraine and increasing pressure on Russia are key things that can end this war and guarantee security across the entire European continent. Thank you to the people of the Netherlands, the parliament, and the government for their support. Okay, so I think it was interesting that just today this was being announced that Ukraine's receiving an additional 700 million euros in support of their war efforts against Russia. Then at the same time, just within a 24-hour period, we have this report of this drone flying over the Netherlands. So is that some sort of message coming from Russia that they knew that this was going to be coming? They'd be supporting Ukraine with yet again another pretty huge package. I mean, almost €1 billion in total with this major support package for Ukraine. I don't know, you guys can drop your own conclusions, but I thought it was interesting that that story was coming out today around the same time that we're talking about these drones over here inside the Netherlands. And a lot of times it seems like these drones are connected to nations that are heavily supporting Ukraine or just about to support Ukraine with big aid packages. If you guys remember, Denmark was being invaded by a lot of these drones in the very beginning just a few months ago. And we know that Denmark is one of the largest supporters of Ukraine. I think they give the highest amount of military aid support than any other nation in terms of their GDP. So pretty crazy news, guys. Just want to give you a quick update regarding this story of this drone being spotted over the Netherlands today. Looks like there has been no safety incident here. Everybody is okay, but nonetheless, another drone ending up inside of NATO airspace. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in for this update. Let me know what you think about all these details down below in the comment section. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.